Hello internet friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lindsay or LiJo, and today we are talking about self-discipline 101. Imagine playing the game of chutes and ladders, but instead of chutes, there were only ladders, and how much faster it would be to ascend to your destination. Well, that's what we're talking about today. If you'd like to talk to me about this subject specifically or anything related to your cognitive journey, you can book a video session with me below on Snug. So here we go. Self-discipline is a practice that results in tempered, consistent decision-making. People who are self-disciplined tend to be able to show it in a variety of areas. And likewise, people who are undisciplined tend to show that in a variety of areas equally. Now, when you see someone struggling with the same kinds of problems over and over again, well, it's probably a result of a lack of self-discipline in that particular area. And just so you know, we all do this in the areas that really relate to our lower functions, the ones that we don't want to take responsibility for. It's kind of like you're rolling the dice and you're hitting the same chutes over and over and over again. And man, does it make it quite difficult to make it to the top of the maze. I'm not going to bore you with too much poker talk, but it is extremely easy to see the relationship that people have with self-discipline at a poker table, because everyone who's sitting there has the same goal. It's to win a hand, to win the pot. And when people lose consistently, losing the very thing that they want the most, well, you're able to see how self-discipline is playing out in that whole interaction. When you lack self-discipline, the self, it gets lost because it's not being disciplined. It's not being told where to go. And therefore, it'll go astray in the emotional state. It'll go astray in irrational thinking. It strays away from temperance and consistency that align with the goals that you actually have, the thing that you actually want. So for yourself, what is a goal that you failed to meet or have failed to meet somewhat consistently? Self-discipline is a way of getting your life in a state of control. And the person in control is no one other than your wonderful self. All right, so hopefully I've convinced you up to this point how important it is to be self-disciplined in certain areas so that you can actually get the things that you want in life and, continue and at least have control. I'm not saying be self-disciplined all the time. It's great to be undisciplined and it's great to let loose and be free. But it's nice to be able to turn it on when you want to turn it on. So here are 3 very easy places to start to work on your own self-discipline. Going to the gym, how much you eat and of what, and your going to sleep and wake up times. And here's a very reduced reason why, because without going to the gym or having some kind of workout routine, comfort is what is controlling you. Without some kind of discipline in eating, food controls you. And without discipline in rest, your energy controls you. And as it relates to these 3 things, these aren't really particularly the goals, but this is a method of practice. And this method of practice shifts your mindset so that you're able to apply that same methodology when you're trying to overcome other things. Because if you're able to be consistent in these very 3 fundamental areas, or just starting with 1 at first, you can apply that same mindset to a new hurdle, a new thing you're looking to approach in your life. So if you're just starting out, just pick 1, right? And so for this practice that you've decided to work on for self-discipline, this is a very interesting mentality that I think that you should adopt and deploy when working on this practice. And the mindset I recommend when working on this practice is without emotion or rationalization. Excuse me, Lindsay, you don't want me to be rational? Impossible. Well, in fact, you've already established that this thing, this practice, is going to be beneficial for you. So what is more to think about in this situation? Your rationalizations and your emotions are only going to be your escape routes from doing the thing, from continuing with the practice that you've already defined is going to be beneficial to you long term. And that's why things like going to the gym or your wake up and sleeping times are pretty easy. They're very safe to go with because there's little room for error when establishing your consistency. Pretty good outcomes are guaranteed. So breaking up with the emotions and the rationalizations attached to discipline, right? So you hate feeling sore your 3rd day after working out at the gym that week. Well, good. Good, I'm glad you hate it. I'm glad your emotions aren't on board because you're being consistent and it means you're in control. Does only having one sweet food a day piss you off because you promised that to yourself and now you're angry about it? Good. You're in control. So that's a positive thing. Recently, read an article from some ancient philosopher who said that it's actually great to be agile in your sleep schedule because it allows you to reference different parts of the brain and the body. Just stick with the thing you said you were going to do, because your own perception of yourself, your own ability to trust yourself, relies on knowing you can keep your own word to yourself. So how's that as a good reason? So in summary, the practice of self-discipline is how we overcome our personal escape routes that essentially just take you away from progress and consistency, going upward and onward towards the things that you want the most. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it beneficial, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye, Internet friends.